Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon.
I have a dream today.
Change has come to America.
Keep the faith.
This is going to be a disaster.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
It is not a clean CR. It is deeply partisan. It doesn't address far too many of this country's needs. But I believe allowing Donald Trump to take even much more power via a government shutdown is a far worse option. And before I explain why, let me be clear about one thing. No one on my side of the aisle wants a government shutdown. Members who support this CR do not want a government shutdown. Members who oppose this CR do not want a government shutdown. Members who oppose this CR want the Republicans to take their responsibilities more seriously and to negotiate spending bills that will address the many needs of the American people. I respect them for that. Unfortunately, though, this Republican Party is the party of Trump. As bad as passing the CR is, as I said, allowing Donald Trump to take even much more power via a government shutdown is a far worse option. I believe it is my job to make the best choice for the country to minimize the harms to the American people. Therefore, I will vote to keep the government open and not shut it down.
Oh my God. Hey, listen, Chucky, you can't win unless you fight. You understand that? You can't win a game you're not playing. I understand nobody knows what lawless, hell Donald Trump is going to plunge us into, but you've just gone into a cave so deep that what you're doing isn't legislating, it's spelunking at this point. And the amount of rodent-infested bats that are, going to go crazy once you go into that cave mode, it's going to give us all hantavirus, and RFK is going to tell us to take vitamin A. Disappointed. I got to say, I understand his, I want to be fair. I really do. Not really. Well, yeah, I mean, I do, but I don't. But I do, but I don't. But I understand that he's saying something. He's saying something. That we can agree that his lips are moving and he's saying a thing.
I think we can all agree on that.
Okay, good. That he's saying some things, right? Some things he said. Okay, what are the things that he's saying? He's saying he doesn't believe that Donald Trump will follow the law in any case. That's what he's saying. And he's also saying that because he has absolutely no belief or trust available left to him to believe that the President of the United States will follow the law, he doesn't want any Democratic fingerprints on what's about to happen. And that in a shutdown, Donald Trump can lay the blame for the lawless behavior that he's about to indulge his lawless ass in. He could blame it on, well, the Democrats shut down the government. What did you want me to do? I gotta do something. So I get that. But what I think that Schumer doesn't get when he says some things there is how freaking angry this country is. And that includes Republicans who are shocked, I tell you, that their 401ks have gone through the floor, that there's tariffs on things like a bottle of wine. Oh, yeah, a bottle of wine. If he's serious, and nobody knows what Donald Trump is, because Donald Trump doesn't know what he is. He only knows how to be, a contrarian, let's say. He only knows how to fight. He only knows how to lie. He only knows how to steal. He only knows how to con. He's not a legit anything, okay? So that's set aside. nobody knows what Donald Trump will do in a shutdown, but nobody knows what Donald Trump will do if the power that is being given to him, ceded to him in this. And again, I heard them today on CNN calling it well, no, it was MSNBC. It was MSNBC. It was, what's his name? Jose Lincoln Diaz Balart. You know, him and his brother. I get confused. But he was saying, no, it's a CR. It's a clean CR. So, you know, like, why wouldn't you just vote for Biden's budget? Because it's a clean CR. A CR, a continuing resolution, would be a vote for Biden's budget to remain in place. This is not a CR. Okay? And we've been trying to hammer that home to anybody who will listen to, reason and facts and what's in this thing so that they don't refer to it as a CR, let alone a clean CR. This is the Enabling Act. This is literally making what Donald Trump is doing right now that is illegal, and courts are finding that what he's doing is illegal, making it legal. That's what's in this bill, this thing. It's not a continuing resolution. It isn't. If it was, I believe for real, if it was just another kick the can down the road, just hey, let's fund the government at the Biden levels yet again, I think the Democrats would have taken the win. I think the Democrats would have said, oh, my God, yeah, you want to keep funding things at the level that Biden funds them? Fine, good. But we know there would still be a question about whether or not he would execute on that because Donald Trump is a lawless bastard. Okay. The idea that Donald Trump wants to impound the money, wants to redirect the money, wants to, fund things like USAID, except we don't have USAID anymore. And so where's that money go? Where does it go? It's a slush fund now for him, right? For him and the little Nazi bro he has, the little pimply face adolescent Nazi bro who wears, tech support T-shirts. Yeah, those two. But I think if it was just a clean CR, I don't think you'd see what we're seeing now, with this fight to kill it. But it's not. It's not a clean CR. It is an enabling act. And people who bothered to look at it, it's 100 pages, people whose legislative assistants, people whose, offices actually went through what's in here, they know. And so here's my thing. I'm a fighter. You're probably with me on that. And that's what we need to be right now, if you ask me. We need to fight this tooth and nail because it's not going to go well for us. And by us, I mean people who work for a living, people who are trying to, just get through it, people who do the right thing when nobody's looking, okay? People who aren't looking to the next election for anything. We're just trying to get through today. We're trying to get through the week. We're trying to have a life that doesn't include, little green men on the street. That doesn't include using our data against us to decide who does and who doesn't get Social Security, who doesn't get approved for disability claims, who does and who doesn't get, their Medicare payment because of the magazines they subscribe to, or because of, what they tweet, or because of what they post on their Facebook account, whatever. And that is what all this data is going to do. It's going to target people for that kind of retaliation. This is how they won the election in 2016 with a lot less data. Now they have it all. And now they know exactly whether or not you subscribe to the Wall Street Journal or you subscribe to the New Republic. They know. They know. And that was the point. But I don't want to see us turn on each other because we are all we have. And the way to get through this is not to just rely on each other, but to also convert people who may have voted for Biden in 2020 and then didn't like the economy and voted for Trump in 2024, because trust me, those people don't expect this. They didn't vote for this. They don't want to see a bottle of wine. If he's serious about this 200% tariff on European alcohol, do you understand that a bottle of Bordeaux, because it's only made in Bordeaux, France, if it was $20, it's now $60. You understand that? He's going to break us with these tariffs. We cannot turn on each other.
All things Randi at RandiRhodes.com.
Go for launch.
Speaking truth to power, The Randi Rhodes Show.
I think there are a lot of people watching this right now who are confused about this decision.
Okay.
Or upset by it. So just spell out, just give me your logic, particularly on this sort of on the one hand, on the other. What is the cost you see to the constitutional order of a shutdown that isn't already being done now?
It's a dramatic cost. Here's why, Chris. Under a shutdown, it is the executive branch, in this case Trump, Musk, Doge, and Vogt, who's head of the OMB, who we all know are authoritarians, vicious, nasty, who would have sole control over what is funded and what isn't. They get to determine what is a, quote, essential service. And they will just cut to smithereens, far greater than in the CR bill, which is a lousy bill, far greater than that, what could be funded and what couldn't. And there's no recourse. You can't go to court. This is a decision totally in the executive branch. And so it would be devastating. Why is it that Elon Musk and Donald Trump want a government shutdown? So they can take control of the government and do their vicious, horrible things. They could cut half the government. They could tell employees you're not essential and never bring them back, permanently firing them. It's a disaster. And in a few weeks, if there was a shutdown, everyone would be complaining and howling. Why did they cut? Why did they eliminate SNAP? Why did they cut so much of Medicaid? But they could do all that on their own. That's the problem. There is no check on them with a shutdown. That's not to say this CR bill is a good bill. It isn't. It didn't have any safeguards in it. But it would be much, much worse to have a shutdown. And my job, Chris, as leader, is to see things a little bit ahead down the road and see how horrible this would be and alert people to it.
Okay, so you can understand what he's saying, right? You can, because we're sane here, and we're analytical, and we're thoughtful. So what he's saying is they're going to do what they're going to do anyway. But if you literally shut down the government, they are legally allowed to decide what's essential, what's not essential, and there's no recourse to go to court. On the other hand, if you gave Donald Trump the CR, he can now say, hey, Democrats voted for this. They told me they wanted me to do this. And what it is that he would do is continue down the road of tariffs because we gave him the power to do that. We took away the power for Congress to say the emergency that he's using in order to do these crazy tariffs, the order that he's using, this economic emergency order that he's using to do that in the CR, we give him permission to do that. We actually make legal what Doge is doing. We actually make legal these tariffs, the $60 bottle of $20 wine. We actually get, so there's no good choice here. You understand that there is no good outcome. There is just none. And who did this? Who did this? You want somebody to blame? Is that what you're in this thing for? Because if that's where you are, I'll give you somebody to blame. It's the Democrats who stayed home. Sorry. Republicans were always going to vote for him. That's a gimme. But the Democrats who stayed home made the difference. The Democrats who didn't vote in Wisconsin, the Democrats who didn't vote in Michigan, especially Michigan, the Democrats that didn't vote in all the swing states because they were upset with what was going on over there, which was upsetting. But that it had the effect that it had here is very Russian. Very Russian. The propaganda was deep. It was rich. It was high. It was everywhere, and it was one-sided and out of context, and that is why we lost the election. And the important part about it is we lost the election. And we lost the House, and we lost the Senate. And so there is really nobody in the House or the Senate that you could legitimately blame for this except for Republicans who in lockstep are going down this road. They really are vicious. They really hate you. They hate me. They hate this country, which is probably the most offensive thing to know and to have to digest and to have to, ingest. that they hate us. They hate democracy. They hate the idea of America. They're always trashing the idea. America's not just an idea. America, listen, what they're for is nothing you will recognize. And when all this contretemps was going on before the election, I said to you, do you really want America to give up its role in the world as, they go, well, we can't be everybody's policeman. Oh, really? So if we're not going to go around this earth convincing people that democracy is right and they're wrong, if we're not going to show soft power by saying, listen, we want to show you what democracy can actually do for you. It can cure your kids when they're starving to death. It can deliver housing when you're, dealing with an earthquake. It can deliver treatment when you're suffering from cholera after your sewer system, just gets broken in a hurricane. We can do all kinds of things. And we want to be there to show you the things that democracy allows a country to do so that we can model it for you. And maybe you will choose this way instead of the way that you've chosen. Somalia, Haiti. See what I mean? Well, and I kept on saying to people, listen, I understand how upset you are, but if America isn't the world's, leader, if America isn't the shining city on the hill, if America's not, to use your words, if America isn't the world's policeman, you won't like what replaces it. You won't like who replaces us, and you won't like what they replace it with. And now maybe you can see what I meant, because it was just an idea back then, and now it's becoming real. And so the idea that we should turn on each other, which is all we have left, is kind of frightening. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Trump is going to the DOJ. He's going to the Department of Justice right now, and he is about to lay out his vision on immigration and law and order during this speech at the Department of Justice while the Senate is voting whether or not to shut down this government or to give him permission to make what he's doing that is lawless legal. And I promise you, you're going to hear stuff from him today about, that's right, the Alien Enemies Act. I know it. I said it yesterday. I had a feeling it was going to be today, and it is. He's going to invoke the 1798 the Alien Enemy Act, okay, which was used during World War I. It was used during World War II. It was exactly what allowed, oh God, the internment of Japanese people in this country. It was that. Except we're not at war. We're not at war, although some people wanted to make what was going on over there our war. And I kept trying to tell you what a mistake that would be. Well, today he's going to talk about how or what he's going to invoke, what he's going to use to invoke the 1798 Alien Enemies Act. And he's going to do it. There's just no doubt in my mind. This gives him emergency powers.
Call in, connect. To speak to Randi, call 561-270-3844. 561-270-3844.
All right, everybody. Today is a really, really big day in the Free Speech TV Spring Pledge Drive.
In the first
month. Oh, wow. I didn't mean that big. No, it's huge. It's gigantic. It's bigger than both of us. So here we are at this inflection point where we either hang together or we're going to hang separately. I think that's a phrase that needs to make a comeback. Truly. But Free Speech TV is media, and media is something that in emergency situations, the president can take it over. You know that's one of his emergency powers, right? It's very sick. I've been reading up on it, and it's really freaking frightening. So the idea that we have to preserve whatever outlets we can preserve is really front and center, and it should be because I have listen, the thing is the mains, the mainstream, the big ones, I know that everybody is, aware of them, including the administration. I'm not so sure that they understand what we are, who we are, where we are, that we are. And that could be a good thing. So let's keep it going. Let's keep this thing alive, up and running. Let's do that. And today is a double match day. What does that mean for you? It means, let's say you gave $100. So double match means we have two frontline funders that will each see your $100, right? And so your 100 is met by two donors, each with 100, and so your donation becomes $300. Now you can see how that exponentially ramps up when you can do more than $100. If you could do $200, it turns into $600 because there are two other frontline funders who will match your 200, and so their 400 plus your 200 is $600. And it just goes on and on that way. So $1,000 becomes $3,000, and whatever you can do, even if it's 10 becomes 30. So this is a very important day to show up if you believe in independent media. Remember, we don't take any corporate money, and we don't take any political dollars. None. Zero, zilch, goose egg, squat, donut. And this is crunch time. We are at a very, very strange and avoidable, but okay, we didn't avoid it. We're here. Moment in American history. And history will ask, what did you do during this period of time? Because it's historical. All right, so 877-378-8669. That is a direct phone number to the main offices in Denver, Colorado. And you can talk to a person that way. If you'd rather do it online, please visit freespeech.org. It's an org because it's a not-for-profit. And the phone works too if you dial 44321 and then put the letters FSTV in the text box. You'll get a secure link and you can give that way. Today is a great day to do a one-time. Usually I ask for recurring, but today is a great day to do a one-time. So if you were thinking about recurring it all year long, like $10 every month for 120, do the 120 today, because then your 120 will be matched by two other people who will also put up 120 for 240 plus your 120. You see how that works. So thank you very much. Double match day. Appreciate you very much. All right, Leonard in Ohio.
Thank you for taking my call.
Of course.
I really appreciate the information you gave on the AET, the Alien Enemy Act. We need to know that Donald has plans to use that to actually step in and take control.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna. I mean, right now the crap that you're seeing with the tariffs is being done under an economic emergency declaration, which we did not have. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So everybody's going to go, but how is he invoking a wartime, act? Because it doesn't matter.
That's right.
Right.
Well, the bill that the Senate will vote on later has to do with increasing his power. The courts have already had many dozens of rulings against him that you just constitutionally can't do this, and in many of the cases he's appealed it. But if this passes, what this bill has in it is the agency that gets the money, but there's no stipulation how it's to be spent. No stipulation whatsoever.
Right.
This is like an enabling act. It's really not really your normal RC. It's a
CR.
I mean, it's really not normal CR. It's an enabling act, like you explained earlier, and so he and Musk can actually stipulate how the money is spent. So it's be like giving your teenager a credit card. You tell him to go down and you buy a coat, and he goes down and says, well, I thought I could use the card for anything. No, we specified what it's for, and that's why we've specified in the past in bills what the money's to be spent for. But Trump can just spend it on whatever will help him. Now, Trump ran on a certain motto, MAGA, a mega thing, has making the $55 trillion stock market in America go down $5 trillion. Is that making America great? Is making friends with up the Panama Canal and making friends with Canada making America great? What actually has he done to make America great? Now, there's been over 40 products with Canada and over 40 products with Mexico that he's put a tremendous tariff on. Now, to me, that's 80 regulations right there. That's 80 regulations that he put on two countries. He's promised now to make 800 regulations in America dropped. He's going to drop 800 regulations in order to add 80. Could somebody please tell me where those 800 regulations are that he's dropping to make the government more simple? Could somebody tell me where that list is? Where is he keeping up that he's dropping 10 regulations for every one that he sets?
Please, give me a break. That's not a question for me, is it? It's not a real question, is it?
No, it's not a question for
it's
you.
Rhetorical.
Right. The waste comes from Donald Trump. You had experienced people in federal jobs. They may have been there 10, 20, 30 years, and they got promotions, which put them on a 1-year probationary period. He let those people go. Experienced, knowledgeable, conscientious people that because they were on a 365-day probationary period, it was easy to let them go. They had no legal rights for 350 days. So it's a tremendous waste of taking experienced, conscientious people and letting them go just because it was terribly simple to furlough them. And
he didn't furlough them. He fired them.
He fired them.
But the court said that he has to reinstate them because what he's doing is illegal, okay? And that he has... But the more important part, because I think everybody knows what you just laid out has been happening. I think everybody in this audience is pretty aware that that's been happening. The only thing that you should accent when you talk to somebody who may not realize what's been going on is that Elon Musk is doing it randomly. There's been no performance reviews. There's been no, deep dive into, waste and fraud. It's just a wide sweep.
This is the Randi Rhodes Show. To speak with Randi, dial 561-270-3844. That's 561-270-3844.
All right, Lana in Tennessee. Hello.
This is Cass.
I'm sorry?
This is Catherine from Baltimore.
Okay, go ahead, Catherine.
I just wanted to thank you for advising us to go on Social Security Works and create an account and get. I downloaded a copy of all the contributions I made.
Yeah.
And I was telling my daughter-in-law, who's an attorney, I said, Martin O'Malley said in 30 to 90 days they're going to start cutting Social Security or some people from Social Security. She said, those are just people that have been overpaid. And I said, no, Randi knows that they're going to tell us that we're all being overpaid.
No, that's not true either. That's not true. Let's get you all the right words to say. Okay. So what's likely to happen is because Elon Musk is in there and he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's in the payment system, it will break. It will break, and payments for the first time will not go out. It doesn't have anything to do with overpayments or anything. Only, 97% of all the payments to Social Security are 100% accurate. So there's right. So, but you don't even have to go there. The reason why Martin O'Malley is saying that checks won't go out is because the system, the payment system itself, will break. It will be broken, and it will render it unable to make the deposit.
So is he going to privatize it that way or just steal the money out of Social Security or what?
What's going to happen in 30 to 90 days is that the payment system will break. That's the first thing that will happen. And people will not get their monthly Social Security check. What happens after that really does depend on, how hard we fight back.
Yeah. And so what do you suggest we do? I mean, I've already called my representatives and senators, and they're all Democrats.
What's your protest style? I mean, do you want to send postcards? Do you want to march? Do you want to go to town halls? What's your style? What's comfortable?
Yes, I did go. I did go to a town hall we had last week in Baltimore City. There was 2,500 of us that turned up.
Okay.
And I did go to the science protest.
Okay, so you're plugged in. You're active, and that's all we can. That's all we want is for everybody that's listening right now to remain open and active to going out to if that's your thing, going out to town halls. Because I will tell you, if you're in a Democratic area, you will have town halls to go to. If you're in a Republican area, I think everybody saw that the Democratic congressional campaign, the Republican congressional campaign has told the Republicans
not to hold town halls.
That's right. And so instead, they're not going to. So instead, guys like Tim Walz are going to go out and hold them, Democrats.
And Mark Pocan.
Pocan is going to do it in Wisconsin and other places, in the Midwest. Tom Malinowski, who's not even a representative anymore. He was a representative until 2023. He's from New Jersey. He's going to hold town halls where the Republicans won't show up. So you have a lot of people that will be out there organizing us and helping us stay organized. But what I'm saying is that it's going to be up to us.
Let me ask you one question because I'm very concerned. Low-income senior, I only get $15,000 a year from Social Security, and that's all my assets. So I'm in a HUD-subsidized apartment building where I only pay 30% of my income. Now I'm wondering if they're going to go after HUD, because if I don't get a check, I've got enough savings to last me 2 months.
Right.
And that's it.
Right. I understand. Yes, they're going. Yes, they're going after vouchers. Yes, they're going after rent stabilization. Yes, they're going after low income housing. They're going after the heating stuff, the LIHEAP stuff. They're going after all of it. All of it.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, and my question to them is, what happens to us? Where do we go?
Yeah, we'll be on the street.
Well, I mean, they don't want us on the street either. So are they going to put us in camps? I mean, are they going to collect us? I mean, really, they're
going to go after SNAP too, probably, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, there's no solution to what they're going to cause, and therefore maybe they will rethink what they're about to cause, or maybe not. I don't know. But what I'm telling people today is, do not break apart because we disagree with Chuck Schumer's way of dealing with this, because we agree with, we have to hang together. Or we'll hang separately. And that's just a fact. Now, I will tell you what propaganda and all this disinformation is about. And it's about making people either so overwhelmed that they just give up, which is not a good result.
Despair is not an option.
Thank you. Right. Thank you. That's right. That's right. And you sound like you're up for it, and I really appreciate that. Really.
Yes, I am. And when what did he say the other day about some anti-Semitic stuff about Chuck Schumer? And I just said, "Oh my God, he's deciding who's it." He said, "Chuck Schumer is a big Jew. Is not really a Jew. He's a Palestinian now."
Oh my God.
And I just said, when was the last time that somebody decided who was a Jew and who wasn't? And it's quite chilling to have to go back to Hitler.
Well, it's really disgusting. But Elon Musk last night retweeted, that Hitler didn't kill the Jews.
Oh, geez.
No, really. He said, you know what he said? He said the public servants did. I mean, this is crazy.
He's such a racist and such an evil man.
He is.
And, unfortunately, I have a family member who's a maggot, and she thinks that she just thinks Trump and Musk and everything, they're just wonderful. And, she wants her taxes to go down so she doesn't have to pay, there's just no talking to her at all about
I know.
It's just, and I said, how can you respect Musk after some of the things that he said. And he also called somebody fuckface, one of our refugees.
Oh, well, you don't expect that coming out of her.
Did not see that coming.
She's just such a sweet, nice, kind, person, and then all of a sudden she just downshifts into F-face.
Yeah, man. She didn't hit like the S word or something.
No,
she went straight for
because
the...
she quoted Elon, who
Yeah,
did say
man.
that.
Wow.
He didn't call them, just to be extraordinarily accurate. He didn't call them an F-face. He said F them in the face is what he said. So, yeah, I appreciate you. I really do. You sound like you're up for the fight. She does. She sounds perfect and she's absorbing everything that's going on and she's showing up at town halls. What more could you ask, really?
You know what happened is you guys were relating and you were making points and she was feeling you and she kind of got into like conversation with a friend mode, I think.
That's fine.
Just let it fly.
Don't curse because we are on radio stations. I don't tell you that often enough, but we are on radio. And also, I have to also tell you that because we're on Free Speech TV, and Free Speech TV is a not-for-profit, the rules of radio, essentially the curse word rules, the 7 dirty words thing, it applies. It applies. And that's why we can't curse here. It's not like a YouTube thing or it's not like a streaming thing. And it's not like a cable thing. You could curse your brains out on those, stations. You can't.
She hit us with the
not
Crown
on the ones
Prince.
I'm on.
No.
No.
And she hit us with the Crown Prince of the 7 dirty words, man.
Because she was quoting him. You understand this? She was quoting Elon Musk.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's a foul-mouthed little pimply adolescent, little kid. See, this is the thing about having all these tech bros. They're mean boys. They're little adolescent, pimply-faced mean boys, okay? And the idea that they have taken over our government, I want you to remember back to the pimply-faced adolescent mean boys that you and me went to school with. That is who Elon Musk is. That is who Zuckerberg is. That is who they are. Bezos, I mean, he's dating a blow-up doll, okay? It's who they are. It's their mentality. Oh, yeah, you've seen her. I used to stick up for her. Lauren Sanchez can't do it anymore. Lauren can't do it. Ever since your main squeeze decided that, not all opinions are welcome on the Washington Post opinion page, I'm out. But right now, we're living in the fever dream of a pimply adolescent boy, and the adults in the room are immature assholes. And yes, you can't say asshole, but you can't say the F-face. One. But this is where we are. You got a guy who calls himself Big Balls. Yeah, helping Musk.
Clear.
Mary, how does the man?
We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon.
I have a dream today.
Change has come to America.
Keep the faith. This is going to be a disaster.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
This man just cut the throats of Democrats who have been fighting every day to stop this CR. What in the hot was that about? It was absolutely the most politically irresponsible and tone-deaf moment you could possibly have. Now you've empowered Mike Johnson, empowered Donald Trump, empowered the MAGA GOP to continue to do what they're doing. Incinerate Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Burn down the government. Rifle through every single American's personal tax records, their health care records, their Social Security records. Shut down information about what they're doing to the American people. This is the CR is the most toxic piece of I could possibly imagine. And Chuck Schumer just went, nah, too hard. We're not going to fight it. They might blame us. Guess what? Let them blame you. Get in the fight. Show people you give a Show people there's some line you won't cross. So people, you've got a spine and guts and heart and some blood in your veins. Jesus Christ, Chuck. Do you want you Mitch McConnell, if he was in your shoes, would be Donald Trump every minute of the day. Mitch McConnell would have Mike Johnson rolled over on the floor, tied up in knots every day. If you can't do it, if you're the General McClellan of the U.S. Senate, quit and let someone who's got some balls take the job. This CR is going to absolutely your people. You're going to dishearten every Democrat in the country. You're going to hurt your chances in 2026. And when you sit there and go, oh, well, there's nothing we can do. Yes, there is something you can do. You can tell the story every day. You can go out every day and tell people the harm that is being done by Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Mike Johnson and John Thune and every other goddamn Republican who's leading this charge to burn this country to the ground. Am I mad? Yes, I'm mad.
Yeah.
Is anger justified? Yes, it's justified. The fact that you people have a perfect setup, teed up opportunity where you could absolutely hang this around their necks like a boat anchor and throw them into the deep end of the pool absolutely boggles my mind.
That makes sense.
I'm getting the feeling Rick doesn't agree with Chuck.
Yeah, no. Very few people will agree with Chuck. Chuck Schumer is, obviously doing this so that the Democratic Party has different viewpoints about what's about to happen, because no matter what happens now, the result will be bad. And so Chuck Schumer decided, I'll go this way. And then you've got Schiff and you've got, Chris Van Hollen, for God's sake. Chris Coons, who never goes against leadership on the other side of this question about the continuing resolution, which isn't a continuing. It's an enabling act. It is that. It's ceding power to the executive branch, power that Congress currently has. And if you give the power that Congress currently has to the executive, then whatever he does is not illegal. You understand that? And that man has immunity. He needs to say, all he needs to tell a court is, I was using my official, I was in my official role as the president of the United States, and if I do something in my official capacity, I'm immune. And he will do it, and that's why he's at DOJ right now, today, praising all his little puppets that he's installed there today to execute on whatever he imagines he wants done. Break the law. Fine, you got DOJ. I mean, DOJ is now not an independent Justice Department. It's Donald Trump's law firm. They act at his, they zealously act on his behalf. And that is not a democracy. That is nothing even remotely close to a democracy. But that is where we are. And so the reality of where we are has got to start sinking in to wonderful people who work really hard against Donald Trump, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, like Rick Wilson, who I don't think is a Democrat and never will be. Okay, he's a Republican, but he's a never Trumper Republican. He's the Lincoln Project Republican, and he does a fabulous job. But the idea that you want somebody to be mad at today, it's not Chuck Schumer. His vote actually isn't going to make the difference. What he's doing is he's saying we're a Democratic Party that sees this is a Hobson's choice. This is a bad choice. No matter what the outcome of this vote is, bad things are about to happen. Bad things. And the Democratic Party tried it from both ends, and there is no good thing that can come from any of this. There just isn't. And that's the voters' fault, Rick. That is not Chuck Schumer's fault. That is not Nancy Pelosi's fault. That is not anybody. It's not Hakeem Jeffries' fault. It's not AOC's fault. And it's not, what's her name? Masto Cortez over there. She's going to vote to give cloture. Cloture mean end the debate and let this CR pass with just a bare majority. That's what you need 60 votes for, to break the filibuster, right? And so that's what cloture is. Cloture means like closure. Close the debate. If you think of it that way, suddenly, it makes sense. And that's what's going on right now. But I mean, obviously, there's no good result. There's no good result. You have a seriously racist billionaire from South Africa firing people willy-nilly, not even knowing what they do, not even knowing what how important they are, not even knowing what their level of expertise in their area is. And you're just sending them home in droves, in massive numbers, in sweeps of agencies to try and literally dismantle the United States government. Either way on the CR, either way, our government is going to be dismantled. And what shows up on our streets is not going to be very familiar to a lot of people. I'm telling you right now, we're in a mess. So far, all he's done at the DOJ is go off script, Donald Trump, go off script. And first he congratulated all his puppets for, being installed as his puppets. He's thrilled that they're there, Pam Bondi, etc. The guy that lied to the court the other day where the judge said, you're introducing sham documents as evidence. I need somebody to come here and swear an oath and tell the truth about what is going on at these agencies, and you're not going to produce anybody who will take the oath. You're not going to, and you're lying to the court, and the court knows that, and that would be bad for your law license. Donald Trump just thanked that guy for lying to the court. Just thank that guy. Okay, so this is the part of the Justice Department speech that he, just got passed. The congratulations to all the puppets. Now he's blaming Biden's Justice Department for all the law breaking that Donald Trump did. Yes, Biden made him break the law. I don't know. And obviously he hasn't gotten over the Zelensky impeachment because this is why he's punishing Zelensky. Really? Do you think Donald Trump understands anything that's going on in Ukraine? Do you think he understands the strategic importance of that? He keeps saying we don't need Europe. He keeps saying we don't need them. We don't need their wine. We don't need their champagne. We don't need anything they got. We don't want anything they got. We don't need anything they got. You know what they got? They got a marketplace that we sell through to. That's why we pay a little bit more. We have access to their marketplace. You understand that? I know you do. But we have an idiot for a president who's being led around by some video game cheating, pimply-faced, adolescent, snot-nosed, racist South African. Elon Musk. Chainsaw. That's the guy. Chainsaw. Holy crap, man. Oh, and then, oh my God, I want to play you something.
At RandyRhodes.com.
Go for launch.
Speaking truth to power, The Randi Rhodes Show.
I mean, this is like a bad joke almost, if it didn't have real world effects, in our lives. But these are, I'm going to play two stoners sitting there talking to each other in the most irresponsible manner that two stoners could possibly be doing it. And that's in public with a large audience. This is something that came off of Joe Rogan's show. I didn't know Joe Rogan was still a thing. Apparently, Joe Rogan is still a thing. But is it always this stupid? Is it? I don't know. But Elon was his guest for the hour. And wow, the amount of bullcrap that was spewed, and Joe Rogan going, wow. Oh, wow. It's sickening. And this is why we get more of this. This is why we get more of the guys that run around calling themselves big balls, stealing your Social Security check, right? This is how it happens.
So if I were to say, what's at the heart of the sort of, why is the Democrat propaganda machine so fired up to destroy me? That's the main reason.
Do we
the
have
main
one?
reason is that entitlements fraud, that includes Social Security, disability, Medicaid, entitlements fraud for illegal aliens is what is serving as a gigantic magnetic force to pull people in from all around the world and keep them here. Basically, if you pay people at a standard of living that is above 90% of Earth, then you have a very powerful incentive for 90% of Earth to come here and to stay here. But if you end the illegal alien fraud, then you turn off that magnet, and they leave, and they stop coming, and the ones that are here, many of them will simply leave. And if that happens, they will lose a massive number of Democratic voters.
And if it didn't happen, they would turn those people into voters.
Correct.
Which they were trying to do.
They're already turning them. So in New York State, illegal aliens can already vote in state and city elections. A lot of people don't know that.
Because it's not true.
I mean, they're trying to fight that, they're trying to stop that, but they're currently, I think it's like 600,000 are registered to vote, illegal aliens, in New York.
That is wild.
Yeah.
That is wild. Wow. Except it's not true. Okay, it's not happening. It's unconstitutional. It was actually, there was an effort to do it, and the court said, no, you can't do that. Illegal people with no right to be here cannot vote anywhere in this country, not even local and state elections, and so it's unconstitutional, and that's the end of that. But here they are saying there's vast amounts of illegal alien fraud in Social Security, Medicare. Why are they saying this lie repeatedly to anyone who will listen? This is not the first time Elon has said this. It's just the first time Joe Rogan has heard this, because he's stoned so much. I don't think he even knows what's going on outside of his studio. It's really pretty sad. But, oh, that's so wild. There is no illegal alien fraud in Social Security. In fact, if you wanted to say something was unfair with regard to illegal aliens in the United States regarding Social Security, you could say that they pay into, when they work and they get paychecks, the FICA taxes are taken out of their paychecks. And that money, it's billions of dollars that goes into, billions, that goes into Social Security. But they never take it out. They never get it. They're not eligible to get it, and they don't get it. And so they are literally supporting our Social Security Medicare trust funds, knowing that they will never get anything out of it. That would be a fraud of sorts, but not the kind that Joe Rogan's interested in or his audience. I mean, is it always this stupid on those shows? Is it always this amount of bullcrap?
And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I think I hate listening to Elon talk more than Trump.
He is so labored because he's so high. Like, how high was he there? How high do you think? And what do you think the drug of choice was? I mean, I would like to think it's just they were smoking pot together or whatever. And I know Joe Rogan sometimes drinks during the show.
And it's the self-satisfaction and the smugness. It's just too much.
Of getting the propaganda out. And it is propaganda. It really is. It's untrue, and it denigrates the United States of America. It makes us look like a bunch of schmucks. It makes us look like a bunch of stupid people that don't know how to solve a giant fraud that's been perpetrated on us for years and years by Democrats who aren't in control of anything and haven't been for really quite some time now. And I don't know. Somehow the Republicans who had the House and the Senate, somehow the Republicans who had the presidency and have it all now, they're missing it. Only Elon sees it. Only Elon knows. And only Joe Rogan can fix it by telling a bunch of adolescent idiot boys who are touching themselves and feeling real manly about, I don't need no vaccine. I'll take the ivermectin. Joe Rogan takes the ivermectin. Yeah, it was all fun and games till that day that Joe Rogan goes, I got COVID. And I took everything, man. I did it all, and none of it worked, and I got COVID. Right? It was all fun.
And you think Joe Rogan will go and find out the truth about what Elon's saying and then come back the next day to his audience and say, listen, hey, we had Elon in here kind of lying about some things. You think he'd ever do that?
It's a fever dream of adolescent angry boys. That is what goes on those shows. That is what this is about. That's who it caters to. That's who is, listening to it. And I'm telling you right now, people are done with it. They really are done with it. And, it's because apparently what he used to do, the Rogan guy, was fun. And now it's all negative politics where he hosts the liars, the thieves, and the frauds. And his audience is like hip to it. And, you know, if there's nothing else about Elon that his audience knows, it's that Elon cheats at, video games. He literally hires somebody to play for him. How lame is that? I mean, yes, it's deceitful and it's wrong, but how lame is that? And his best friend, Donald Trump, also cheats. He cheats at golf. And he couldn't figure out the Tesla, which, by the way, you know, they turned the White House lawn this week into a Tesla showroom. As everybody knows, the nightly shows, daily show, all of them had big fun with it. I can't play them because they're copyrighted material. I would never do that. However, it turns out that the red Tesla that Donald Trump purchased for the low bargain basement price of $108,000, it has 37 recalls. Now, who deserves that more? And when Elon got into the car with him, he had to explain to him, because Donald was like, "Oh wow, there's no panel. It's all a computer. It's all a computer." He's like, "Yeah, why don't you turn it on?" And Donald Trump panicked, and he looked at the Secret Service and go, "Do you want me to drive?" And you know what they said to him? Joe Biden did. They were telling him he can if he wanted to. Joe Biden drove. He drove a Corvette. You can drive if you want to. And then he looked at Elon panic stricken. Hey, I don't know how to turn it on. And he goes, "Okay, it's like a golf cart." This is the intellectual heft that we have at the top of our government. Okay, any minute the Senate's going to vote on avoiding the government shutdown or not. Any minute.
Call in, connect. To speak to Randi, call 561-270-3844. 561-270-3844.
Oh, there's never an egg timer around when you need one. Donald Trump is at the Department of Justice. Donald Trump is speechifying at the Department of Justice. He's off script, okay? I don't know why he went there other than to thank his puppets, but he's on and going and going and going. And he just downshifted into the attack on media. He said that CNN and MSNBC are illegal. I swear to God. He said what they're doing is illegal. They only talk bad about me. This insecure little piece of dung, okay, is standing at the Department of Justice, which he has no business being at because they're supposed to be an independent Justice Department. But he's over there blaming the Biden Justice Department for all the illegality that he did and trying to hold him accountable for all the fraud that he committed. Okay. And so now he just downshifted into media and said that what the media does is illegal because they only talk bad about him. All right. So, hey, everybody, couldn't have a double match day on a better day than this one. Call 877-378-8669. Right freaking now. Right freaking now. Take this stuff seriously because it's on. It is. He's going to go after every single news organization this country has. And so many of them have already bent the knee. And for what? Why did they lick this man's boots? For this? Wow, it's really sad and sick. But anyway, we're independent, and, we will remain that way as long as you help us remain that way. So visit us at freespeech.org. And remember, it's a double match day. So if you gave, I don't know, I'm just going to throw out a number. If you gave $1,000, it would be matched by 2 frontline funders. Each one would put up $1,000. So your 1,000 becomes $3,000 that way. 10 becomes 30. 200 becomes 600. It's a really great day to give. So please do visit us at freespeech.org or go ahead and use your phone and get a nice secure link sent to you on your phone. All you got to do is text the letters FSTV for Free Speech TV to 44321 and go ahead and make your donation. It will be matched that way too. Any way you give it will be matched, okay? But here it is. I'm going to play this right off of Twitter, okay? Thank you, Aaron.
And I believe that CNN and MSDNC, who literally write 97.6% bad about me, are political arms of the Democrat Party.
Bad.
And in my opinion, they're really corrupt and they're illegal. What they do is illegal.
What?
And I believe that CNN and MSDNC, who literally write 97.6% bad about me, are political arms of the Democrat Party. And in my opinion, they're really corrupt and they're illegal.
Okay. Now, you see what's on my screen there? You see that? That is Mike Lindell. That is crazy ass Mike Lindell selling my cross necklaces. No, you can't make this crap up. My cross necklaces. He's selling crosses. You know, religious objects. There is nothing that they will not sell. There is nothing in their world that is, if it's not nailed down, it's for sale. It is for, and if it is nailed down, they peel the freaking letters off of the bill. I mean, USAID. This is what I mean about the mean boy thing. When they started to, they did defund. When they defunded USAID, right? Everybody remembers. Do you remember what they did that day? That's right. They went to the building and they took a crowbar. They literally, had a government worker go to the USAID government building and take, with a crowbar, the letters USAID off the building. And then they put tape over the holes. This is what I'm saying about spiteful little bitches. That's who they are. They're really mean-spirited little assholes. And if anybody is for giving these guys, these two miscreants, more power, you'll have to explain how you think that's going to have a good result. You'll have to tell me. Because with all my big brain, prowess, I cannot figure that out. How does this end up in a good scenario for us? What good comes out of any of this nastiness, of this ignorance, of this misplaced grievance? What good can come from it? Now, when he told you that we were going to go through some things, he wasn't kidding. It's like, you got a nice country, be ashamed if something happened to it. All right, Bill in California.
Hi, Randy.
Hey.
A long-time listener.
Oh, hey.
I have an idea that we used in California years ago. It was called like a precinct leader, precinct captain. And what you would do is you'd have, if you want to be a precinct captain, you walk around your precinct and you get 50 signatures of people, and then you become a precinct captain. But I was thinking, rather than just being a precinct captain and being a member of the party that way, that would qualify you, you could have like an action group. Get 50 people, talk to them, and then each of them in each precinct, you'd have people doing this. You'd have hundreds of people, and then what you could do is you could call in to your congressman, and I think we have to put pressure on some of these congressmen. In California, we've got 52 representatives in the House, and 2 of them were elected by Republicans, were elected by less than 11 or 12,000 votes. So it doesn't take too much leverage, I think, to put some pressure on some of these guys. So, and I don't know about a recall. It probably varies from state to state how you recall.
Yeah, I
these
think
guys.
I don't know if any other state besides for yours has recalls. I'm not sure.
That's what I was saying. I don't know. It's state by state. I don't know if you have recalls. But anyway, you can, if not a recall, you can put, I think we could put pressure on some of these guys. In California, I have a Democrat House member, so it doesn't really affect me too much. But I think like maybe in your state, maybe there's some congressman there that maybe 10,000 votes or something different. And if you get people organized so that they can call and put pressure on them, that's the pressure that Trump uses. We're going to recall you. We're going to primary you.
Yes, we can primary anybody. We could actually do that instead of recalling people. You can actually primary them. You could run yourself, for God's sake.
Yeah, I did. I ran myself back years ago.
Yeah,
and I finished the primary, not in the middle. But anyway, I never ran before or anything, and I did.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think if we can get organized on the level, maybe the Democratic Party might even be able to help.
Right. Well, I don't know that I don't know any other state that has recalls except for California. It's a unique thing. Maybe it could work to have recalls in states, but I don't think there's enough states to actually make that difference.
This is the Randi Rhodes Show. To speak with Randi, dial 561-270-3844. That's 561-270-3844.
All right, the cloture vote in the Senate is open, meaning they're voting. And so far, we have 5 Democrats, John Fetterman, Chuck Schumer, what's her name, Debbie Cortez Masto, Dick Durbin, and Brian Schatz from Hawaii. I'm shocked. They're voting with the Republicans. So that's 5 Democrats voting with the Republicans to hand a blank check, essentially, to Donald Trump so that Donald Trump can do the illegal thing with the permission of Congress. Literally a purse snatching, where Donald Trump gets the purse, right? The power of it. We need 8. They need 8. The GOP needs 8 Democrats to join with them in a yes vote in order to accomplish that. If there's not 3 more Democrats who vote with the Republicans to hand a blank check to the President of the United States, then the government shuts down at midnight tonight. And that is where we are. This vote is taking forever. It was supposed to start at 1 o'clock. I just want you to know, it's supposed to start at 1 o'clock Eastern time. It is, 11 minutes before 5 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know what kind of deals are being made or what goes on in the cloakroom or those smoke-filled back rooms, but something's up. Something's up. So they're looking for 3 Democrats to come over. Now, Rand Paul, he's voting with the Democrats. Rand Paul is a no because Rand Paul doesn't think the cuts are stiff enough, deep enough. They're not. He doesn't have Somalia yet. He doesn't have his libertarian wet dream yet. But he's determined to get there. And so, according to the way he's behaving today, I would say he's not really all that into having no government because this is a direct route to get there. I think he likes the issue much, much more. I think he likes being the contrarian much, much more, like his daddy, who used to rail against the Fed, which is the only thing that's keeping us from being in a Great Depression right now. Okay. It's just like so amazing. So amazing. They get like a bone, like a dog with a bone, and they won't let it go. And Rand Paul's is no government. I don't want. So this is what's going on. The outcome of this vote is still uncertain, meaning there's no whip count. There's no whip count. And usually, see, this is the thing. Nancy Pelosi, this is why Nancy Pelosi was a great leader, okay? Nancy Pelosi never brought anything to the floor unless she knew what the vote was going to be. And if the vote was going to be something she was, that the Democrats were for, and she knew she had the votes for it, she'd bring it to the floor. If she didn't, she wouldn't bring it to the floor. And that way, the Democrats always seemed like they were winning. However, no one knows what the outcome of this one is because Chuck Schumer is the leader. And, but I tell you, so Donald Trump is done at the DOJ. I have no idea, what other spew he actually threw out there. Last I checked, there was some blonde woman up on the stage. I don't know. I didn't see it. I'm just listening to, somebody who's watching it tell me that there was some blonde woman up on the stage, and my producer, Sean, did not know who she was. So I can't tell you anything about it. But he's done, apparently. And so far, so good. I mean, there's been no emergency declaration. So the troops are not going to be, like at my door tonight. So that's good. Maybe I can go in the hot tub. I don't know. I don't know. All right, Lana, I keep trying to push your button, and I push the button around you all day. Wait.
That was a little.
Wait. Sorry. So to that last caller in California, I just wanted to let everybody know who is listening. There are, I think, 18 or 19 states that do have recall provisions, but it's only for the state officials. It's nobody can recall a president or a federal Congress member. All right.
It's unfortunate, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's the case.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't talked to you in a couple of months. I kind of owe you an apology because the last time I talked to you, I kind of was on a razor's edge. I sort of freaked out, and so sorry for that. But you talked me off the ledge. Actually, I got much better.
Well, get back on it. Get back on it because things are getting worse now.
Oh,
now,
I know.
Now you're going to have to talk me off the ledge.
Yeah, that's why I'm calling again, because I'm back on the razor's edge. I'm really, really, I wake up dry heaving every day.
Yeah.
And I had stopped because my financial woes were finally over. I was able to retire last month. Finally, yay. So, and I just bought an RV, so Normie and I can go before Normster finally succumbs to Parkinson's. Lord willing, it's years left, but but this is just every time I pay attention, listen to your show, or Normie is a news junkie, unfortunately, and so I go through I go in where he is when he's watching the TV, because I won't go in that room when he has it on, but if I do pass through there or whatever, and I hear stuff, it's just so
it's upsetting. Yeah. It is.
It's horrifying. It's worse than pathetic. It's just horrifying. And like I said, now I'm back on the ledge. I just don't know what to do. Like I said, I walk around with a stomach ache.
We all know what I know. I wake up every morning with a stomach ache. I have anxiety every single morning, and I have to turn the TV on to make sure we're still here. Do you know what I mean? So I have the exact opposite, reaction to it. But I just want to tell Normie, that's my dad's name. My dad was Normie.
I know.
Yeah. And I need everybody to understand that it is up to us now. This is it. I mean, the government is dysfunctional.
Well,
the government cannot save the government. Now the people have to show up. The people are coming. The people are. If the CNN and MSNBC heard Donald Trump call them an illegal outfit.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They turned it off. Okay, they stopped covering him. But what they should do is go outside the DOJ and cover outside the DOJ, because outside the DOJ is the good news.
Yeah.
The people are out there. The people are out there in massive freaking numbers protesting him.
And Trump's numbers are really, really in the tank, and that's good news to me. And you know something? I retired, and so now I was inspired by that lady that you took her call because you thought you had taken my call.
Yes.
That you had to snap off because she left work.
Yes.
But anyway,
Catherine in Baltimore. Welcome. She's one of us now.
Oh, I know. And I'm serious. I'm normally a potty mouth, so I really have to control myself when I get online with you, because I definitely don't want to get thrown, nipped in the bud. So anyway, but she inspired me. I'm retired. I have this time. I am going to start getting active. I'm going to go to the streets, baby. I'm taking to the streets. I'll do the phone calls, but I'm also going to go to rallies and shit.
You did it! Oh man! Oh God! She cursed. All right. So here's what I was going to say to her. She's very chatty, Lana, and I love her. But and Catherine in Baltimore, she also did the potty mouth thing today. But she's now one of us. Okay, so welcome, Catherine. We're happy to have you. We're just a bunch of potty mouths here. It's just that I'm a professional at not being a potty mouth. Although because I know what the words are that I can and can't say. So I substitute them very, without any effort. However, here's what we need to do. Okay, so people like Lana and Catherine's with it. I mean, she knows just what to do. But for those of you who aren't really clear about what to do, or what your style is for pushing back, or what your style is to protest, or what your style is to make yourself known, heard, counted among the unhappy masses, go to indivisible.com, okay? Go to Indivisible. It is a great organization, okay? It's an amazing organization. It organizes people, and it does the organization around you, meaning what's your thing? Do you like making phone calls? Do you like showing up at town halls? Do you like sending, mail? Do you like calling Congress? Do you like all of the above? Whatever it is. Do you want local events that you can attend, right? It's all there. It's all there, and it's all local for you. So whatever place you put in there that you want information about events or things you can do, they will take you right there. They will show you where you can go and be of the most service that's comfortable for you. Not everybody can march. Okay, Howard couldn't possibly. Howard could barely walk the dog these days, okay? So, Normie, I understand, you know. You, Lana, you tell me about him. Mine is in screaming agony all day, every day, okay? So, but there are things that, you know, will rise to meet you where you are. You just need to know what they are. And so Indivisible is a great tool for you. It's a fabulous thing. Listen, keep giving to the pledge drive. It is still double match day. It will be until midnight tonight. So please make the pledge. Just go to freespeech.org while you're on the internet, okay? Thank you very much. We're on it. We're here. We'll see you Monday. Go for it.